Firstly, thank you to the people leaving comments on my previous video. I asked for your opinion and you certainly gave them to me. I want this to continue and hopefully build a community that can talk freely about NGS as well as other MMOs. The most recent headline is going to be playing in the background. I'm not a news channel, and if you want to know what's coming, there are plenty of other channels, or you can pause the video and look at what they're coming out with. I'm just going to talk over it while it plays out. Also, hello and welcome PS4 players. This is not meant to hate on NGS. I simply want to vent my feelings and hear what the community here on YouTube has to say about the game. Anyway, on to the purpose of this video.
Zero expectations with this game anymore. As long as I have the lowest of low expectations of this game, I can enjoy the game. But the second that I expect more out of this game, I'm going to be ashamed and upset. So I just keep my expectations at an all-time low, and I can find some satisfaction in it.
I'm sure you've all felt this way in an MMO before. You have the best equipment, or close to it, and most of the content in the game doesn't interest you anymore. That video you just watched was Thrift venting his frustrations and trying to remain positive, and I commend him for that. Now, for some context, that video was clipped about a month ago, and I only clipped it to show my friends and laugh about how true that statement was. But after coming across the video a month later, I had to ask myself, if an official content creator who cares enough to make content on it and stream it regularly has no expectation of the game, why are we still playing this game? I literally AFK in a local town just talking to my friends about the state of the game rather than actually playing it. Then a UQ pops and I have no desire to queue into it, even though it does have a chance to drop ruggeds or the Kaiser weapon camo. I don't think I'm alone in this sentiment. I've heard players say NGS has no content. I'm guilty of saying it myself. Yet, that's not entirely true. With a more nuanced look, you could argue that NGS has a story, frequent urgent quests, yellow and purple triggers, trainees, geometric labyrinth, cannonball rumble, leaderboards, PAC bursting in various combat areas, if that counts, live concerts, and seasonal events spread out through the year. And some of this content has replayability. However, the story is slow, uninteresting, and lacks that narrative hook to draw my attention. I mean, the Kvaris story literally took you in a circle, and it was over so quickly. I won't spoil anything, but all you did was run around looking for one guy that was in the most obvious spot. It was basically a fetch quest disguised as a main story. We already know how egregious the UQs are. Even though they are accessible to anyone with a high enough battle power, most of the time you're not getting anything special or worthwhile. Even with a 100% RDR boost, which I've regrettably purchased not once, but twice, while I still had my copium drip. UQs should give more relevant loot to what you are doing. Fighting a boss? Okay, drop weapons, units, and augments that can only come from that boss. Defending a mining rig? Give us ore from that mining rig. That would make way more sense than old gear that has no use. Gear that we can easily get from open world mobs or combat zones. Am I crazy, or does Sega think rarity itself is content? Like, I don't play this game just to play it. I've played this game several hours a day, participated in multiple UQs a day, and I'm still not getting anything rare. Well, what I consider rare, which is 6-star and above. My luck can't be that bad. Maybe that's why players feel like NGS has no content. But I think a more accurate statement is NGS has no evergreen content. If you don't know this term, it refers to an evergreen tree that can retain its leaves as well as their color throughout the year. In an MMO, evergreen content has to retain its luster and relevance for the foreseeable future. Trainees, have no purpose once you clear them and obtain the tiles from them. The story isn't interesting enough to replay it. Geometric Labyrinth has valuable drops, but no one actually enjoys going in there. The seasonal events are fun, but they come and go. They don't stick around. And even the new Cannonball Rumble/Strike loses any replayability as soon as you look at the rewards. I mean, it does drop decent augments for a new player, but it requires a high battle power of 2647, and by that time you probably have better augments. Also, it drops 2 random class X cubes if you get an S rank and only 1 if you get an A rank. This is where I have a problem with it. Doing a Kavaris yellow trigger requires a lower battle power, and if you overlevel a character, you get a guaranteed 10 class X cubes from your main class that you're playing. So I'm wondering, who benefits from the Cannonball Rumble? Who is this supposed to help? I literally ran it 7 times and thought, this sucks. This is not for me. The only thing that seems remotely appealing about Cannonball Rumble is the fact that it's free to enter, whereas the Kavaris Yellow requires common triggers to enter. But those aren't hard to get either. I guess I'm just a jaded veteran with nothing to do. My next video will be one thing PS4 players should focus on. After that, I'm going to make one more video about what I would change in NGS if I could. I'm probably going to mention the horrible reward system in NGS again, so sorry for that. Then I swear I'll stop talking about that and move on to something else, okay?